Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and so very good episode of our favorite Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. Dropped its newest and sadly second to last episode of the season earlier today on Disney Plus. I just got a chance to finish watching it, really enjoyed it. Excuse me. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is going to be a spoiler-filled episode review. So if you're not caught up on The Mandalorian by the latest episode, which was today's episode, you do not want to keep watching or listening to this review, as I will be going into spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, so great to see the wonderful Giancarlo Esposito once again killing it as everybody's favorite bad guy, Moff Gideon. Really love that opening scene between him and Elia Kane, the supposedly rehabilitated Imperial officer who's basically his spy on Coruscant. So that pretty much confirmed what I suspected, and I think a lot of us suspected and theorized that she was just pretending to be rehabilitated in the amnesty program, and she's really just there to dig up dirt on the New Republic and feed the information to Moff Gideon, who apparently is made his home base on Mandalore, of all places. You know, I don't know if that's a baller move or a dick move, but it feels like a huge dick move to make your new home base in the former home of your hated enemies. That is a new level of dick move right there. I mean, wow. As great as he looked in his new suit and the helmet he was wearing, it was cool looking, but it also kind of felt like cultural appropriation because the guy has not taken the creed. He is not Mandalorian. He's just a power-hungry asshole who seems to respect or use certain aspects of their culture to his advantage. And, but I still like him as a villain. He plays such a great villain in this show. I really enjoyed the scene with the Shadow Council showing us all the different Imperial remnants scattered all over the galaxy, or at least former officers and generals and admirals who have all been acting as their own individual warlord, but it turns out they're all secretly posing have a united front as they're part of this Shadow Council. I love that name too, Shadow Council. That's a badass name. I also got excited when we heard one of those officers, played by the awesome character actor Xander Berkeley. This was the older gentleman with the white mustache. He is the one who started throwing out Thrawn's name, Grand Admiral Thrawn's name. And Gideon brought up a pretty good point. Well, this imminent return of Thrawn, where is he? How come he's never here, present at our meetings? How come you only are, Captain? So I like how, well, first off, they're saving Thrawn for the Ahsoka show. But but I like how Gideon's made it clear now that he was, it sounds like he was never working with or working for Thrawn. Like, he had his own agenda this whole time. He commanded his own ship, his own legion of troopers and officers. So I guess that answers that question, that they were never in league together. Because I had this theory, or this, I had theorized or speculated that Thrawn and Gideon were in league or working together, or Gideon was at least answering to Thrawn since he technically outranks him. Oh yeah, he definitely outranks him. But it sounds like Gideon's had enough of Thrawn's absence and has decided to take, or wants to take control of things himself. This episode had humor, it had action, it had great what the hell moments, I absolutely loved the upgrade they did to IG-11, or IG-12, I should say. That was super funny, super cute. I also loved how Grogu used it to stop the fight between the two Mandalorians by saying no, no, no. And then I also loved how he quickly learned the yes button and kept repeatedly clicking yes. That was hilarious. And the little creature who crawled out of the suit and said, "No, don't hug me or don't squeeze me, little creature," referring to Grogu. That was hilarious and cute as well, too. It was exciting. We saw some great fight scenes between the Mandalorians and Gideon's I guess, paratroopers, because they're not stormtroopers, but they're like Imperial troops with Beskar armor and jetpacks. That's a scary combination. And then I didn't like seeing Paz Vizsla die. That was the Mandalorian, the big heavy set guy with the repeating rifle, not repeating rifle, like kind of like a Gatling gun over his shoulder. That was shooting laser bolts instead of bullets, obviously. But I didn't like seeing him go. Pretty cool, but short-lived fight with those former Imperial guards. And it was pretty cool how he held off the Imperials while everyone else escaped. But still, very sad to see him go. You know, I think he quickly became a fan favorite character, or was becoming a fan favorite character before they sadly killed him. And this was just a great episode. We learned more about the Night of 1,000 Tears, you know, how Bo-Katan had actually surrendered the planet to Moff Gideon. That's how he got the Darksaber in the first place. But then, of course, because he's a scumbag, went ahead and tried to exterminate her people and destroy the planet to the best of his ability as he could. So, because, you know, that's how the Empire be, and that's how they operated. So we got a lot of cool background, continuing background information for the Mandalorians and their struggle. And then, like, we found out what Moff Gideon's been up to, what he's been doing since he escaped that shuttle. And now they're setting us up for what I'm sure is going to be one heck of a season finale next week. Din has been captured, separated from Grogu. Paz Vizsla is dead. The Mandalorians have been forced to retreat. And now it sounds like Gideon is threatening to send his air squadron up into space to take out the Mandalorian fleet. Will the New Republic show up in time? Will we see Carson Teva again? Who knows, but it sure would be cool to see him again, wouldn't it? It's whatever happens, I'm sure it's going to be an awesome, memorable, satisfying season finale. And I think this episode did a great job setting us up for exactly that. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Mandalorian as much as I have. And look, I know this hasn't been everybody's favorite season, and I get that. I've enjoyed all the episodes. And here's the thing. I would take Mandalorian's worst episodes, which in my opinion there aren't any, but if there were, arguably, I take Mandalorian's worst episodes over that piece of shit sequel trilogy any day. I'm talking Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. I did not like any of them, and I hate the fact that this show seems to be setting us up for the sequels. I was really hoping they'd be retconned somehow, but it is what it is. So just remember, guys, it could be much, much worse in terms of low-quality content or entertainment, because those movies were by far much worse than this show's less popular episodes have been. Then again, that's just one man's opinion. Maybe I'm in the wrong, maybe I'm right. Who can say? But what I can say for myself is that I've enjoyed this season very much, and I'm excited for the big season 3 finale, as I hope you guys are too. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode review as I did talking about it. Did you have any favorite moments or scenes? What did you like about it? Would love to hear your thoughts and feelings. The Mandalorian Season 3 drops next week on Disney+. Don't miss it. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.